Hello and welcome to the AI with Arun show. In this video, we are covering 49 distinct news events. We have the hardware wars, a massive geopolitical shuffle involving India and China, and valuations that are quite literally hitting the trillion-dollar mark. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the brains of the operation, the models. The big theme this month is agents. These aren't just bots that talk to you. They are bots that do work for you. XAI just dropped Grok 4.2, nicknamed Grok 420. The headline here is its multi-agent architecture. This means instead of one AI thinking, it splits tasks among several internal agents to reason through complex problems, making it a beast for autonomous operations. Anthropic countered with Claude Sonnet 4.6. This is the corporate workhorse. It's now integrated directly into Excel and PowerPoint, allowing it to manage coding teams and complex workflows. Google is fighting a two-front war. They released Gemini 3.1 Pro, which is currently dominating image and video analysis. But the real showstopper? Google DeepMind's Gemini 4. They've achieved what they call an infinite context window. Let me explain that. Usually an AI forgets what you told it after a certain amount of text. Gemini 4 uses dynamic retrieval memory, meaning it can recall information from an entire library of data without forgetting. It's the first step toward a lifelong personal assistant that remembers everything you've ever told it. While the big US companies are closing their doors, the rest of the world is opening them. Meta just dropped a nuclear option on the industry with Llama 4. They released it with a permissive open source license. Crucially, they released the training recipe, the instructions on how it was built. This allows anyone to build commercial tools without paying OpenAI or Google. Moving east, Alibaba released Quin 3.5. This is designed to be a cheaper, open ecosystem model that supports many languages, targeting developers who can't afford Western prices. And we have to talk about China's Wudao 4.0. Released by the Beijing Academy, this is the world's largest dense neural network. It's trained specifically on Eastern philosophy and languages. This is important because it signals a divergence. We are now seeing two distinct AI ecosystems, East versus West, with different logical structures. Microsoft and OpenAI have officially broken ground on Stargate. This is a $100 billion supercomputer project. To give you scale, that's more than the GDP of some countries. It requires so much electricity, they are looking into dedicated nuclear power solutions. To fight this monopoly, Softbank launched Project Izanagi. This is another $100 billion venture, backed by Middle Eastern wealth, specifically to build AI chips that compete with NVIDIA. On the consumer side, Apple is going local. The new A20 Bionic chip lets you run a massive 70 billion parameter model on your phone, without the internet. This is a huge win for privacy. And a wild card from Russia. Researchers there claim to have built neuromorphic chips that mimic brain structure, which reduce energy use by 90%. Since they are sanctioned from buying US chips, they are trying to invent a totally new architecture. OpenAI is closing a funding round that values the company at $850 billion. They are approaching the trillion-dollar club. NVIDIA is putting $30 billion of its own cash into that OpenAI round, effectively locking them together as the ultimate power couple of tech. Anthropic isn't far behind, raising a record-breaking $30 billion Series G round. That values them at $380 billion. And it's not just the big guys. In the first 2 months of 2026, 17 different US startups raised over $100 million each. Investors are betting that AI is the only thing that matters right now. Now, let's look at the chessboard. AI is officially a weapon of statecraft. Anduril, the defense tech company, raised $8 billion. They are building autonomous drones and defense systems, and they are now valued at $60 billion. However, there is friction. The Pentagon is threatening to cut ties with Anthropic. Why? Because Anthropic's safety protocols are too strict for military use. The military wants tools that work in war. Anthropic wants tools that are safe. That's a major conflict. In response to US sanctions, China has banned its companies from using cybersecurity tools from the US and Israel, pushing for total self-reliance. But there is a glimmer of hope for safety. The G7 leaders signed the Hiroshima Accord. This is a treaty banning fully autonomous lethal weapons. It basically says, a human must always be the one to push the button. No killer robots acting alone. The biggest geopolitical winner this month might be India. They are positioning themselves as the bridge between the West and the global South. India hosted a massive AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. This resulted in the Delhi Declaration, signed by 88 countries, setting the rules for inclusive AI governance. They aren't just talking, they are building. India launched the Bharat AI Grid, a $2.5 billion project to give startups cheap access to GPU computing power. They also updated their payment system, UPI 2.0, with real-time AI that stops fraud for billions of transactions. And for the next generation, They are rolling out content creator labs in 15,000 schools, ensuring their workforce is ready for the AI age. Governments are finally waking up and realizing they need to regulate this technology before it's too late. The European Union just showed its teeth. They issued the first major fine under the AI Act, €150 million, against a company for using biometric surveillance, like facial recognition, illegally. The UAE went even stricter on education. They have banned generative AI for students under 13 to protect children's cognitive development. At the UN, the conversation has shifted to survival. The General Assembly passed a resolution formally suggesting universal basic income, UBI, to handle the job losses coming from AI automation. They also launched a $3 billion fund to help developing nations keep up. Inside the United States, there is a civil war brewing over who gets to make the rules. The Treasury Department is now using AI for tax enforcement, CAMT, and financial oversight. Basically, the IRS is getting an AI upgrade. But here is the conflict. The Trump administration issued an executive order trying to stop states from making, quote, onerous AI laws. They want to cut funding to states that regulate too heavily. States like California are fighting back. They are passing laws specifically to stop AI from denying your health insurance claims. So we have a clash: federal deregulation versus state protection. This is my favorite section. AI is saving lives in ways we couldn't imagine a few years ago. DeepMind and the University of Washington have an AI that designs proteins to kill cancer. It's not just finding them. It's designing the cure with 99% accuracy. The FDA just approved an Israeli AI system that scans your retina, your eye, and detects 50 genetic disorders. No doctor referral needed. This will revolutionize diagnostics. And hold on to your hats for this one. Australian scientists created organic AI. They integrated synthetic human brain tissue with silicon chips. These biocomputers learn 1,000 times more efficiently than standard chips. It's a mix of biology and machine. How are businesses actually using this stuff? It's all about autonomy. Amazon launched Project Olympus. This system manages their entire global supply chain, from ordering goods to drone delivery, without human intervention. They also released predictive scaling agents for AWS, which predict when websites will crash and fix the servers before it happens. Microsoft launched Process Guardians. These are agents that watch over corporate workflows and intervene if they see an error. Siemens is doing the same for factories, using an industrial copilot to manage energy and production lines globally. AI is stepping out of the screen and into the real world. Tesla has officially deployed 5,000 Optimus Gen 3 robots in their factories. These aren't prototypes anymore. They are working on the assembly line. In Saudi Arabia, the futuristic city Neom turned on NEOS. It's an AI operating system that runs the whole city. Traffic, energy, waste, everything is automated. And in China, the Spring Festival Gala, the most watched TV show in the world, showcased humanoid robots to billions of viewers, normalizing the technology for the general public. One of the biggest blockers for AI has been lawsuits from newspapers. That might be over. A massive global media pact was signed. 50 of the world's biggest media companies, like News Corp, signed a deal with Microsoft and OpenAI. They get paid, and the AI gets to train on high-quality news. It solves the copyright war. In the courtroom, history was made in Brazil. An AI legal assistant won a case in the Superior Court by finding a legal precedent from 30 years ago that human lawyers missed. It proves AI can be a co-counsel for justice. Can AI save the planet? It's trying. We have a major breakthrough in materials science. An AI discovered new magnetic materials that don't need rare earth metals. This is huge for electric vehicles, EVs, because it reduces our reliance on mining. In South Africa, an AI system literally prevented a drought. It analyzed satellite data to find leaks and manage reservoirs, saving the Eastern Cape from a day-zero water crisis. To wrap up, the progress is incredible, but the risks are real. Financial markets are nervous. We are seeing a surge in debt derivatives. Basically, investors are betting on whether this AI bubble will burst. With Elon Musk planning space-based data centers and AI running critical infrastructure, experts are calling for urgent global risk frameworks. The bottom line: we are in a period of hyperacceleration. The hardware is getting bigger. Stargate, the models are getting smarter, infinite context, and the regulation is just starting to catch up. February 2026 was a turning point. Thanks for watching. Please consider joining us as a member and supporting our work. And please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun show. We will be back with the weekly AI news next week.